Have you ever had anyone lie to you? It doesn't feel good, does it? It makes us feel almost like we've done something wrong. Like maybe people don't trust us. Like, maybe we don't know why, all the reasons why someone lies to us, but it makes us feel like maybe we're not doing enough to make someone feel safe. And ultimately, we kind of make it about ourselves. And it's not, it never is. When someone lies to us, it's never really about us. And I've been on both sides of the equation. So I've done a whole lot of lying. And I've also done a whole lot of being lied to. And I know how it feels on both sides. So to start, let's talk about the side where someone's lying to you and what goes on through our minds. So for me, what it is when I was in that place of lying, there was a lot of shame. And I would tell people what I wanted them to know or hear, or what I wanted them to think about what was going on in my life, because I didn't want them to know the truth. It's just as simple as that. I just didn't want them to know. Right. The other thing is, like, I wasn't about to go tell, my mom or any of my family members what was going on, really, because all they would do would be freak out and panic, and it wouldn't serve a purpose. And that's the other thing is, it's like when we're in that state of mind and we're honest, there is nowhere for anywhere to go other than to want to help. And we may not be ready for that help yet. And if we know that the outcome is only going to be to upset you or make you feel bad or cause you anger or resentment to the point where it's like we just have to shut it all out because we're not ready to actually do anything about it, we're probably just not going to tell you the truth because we're not ready to go there yet. And it's a big deal to you, but to us, it's really not that big of a deal when we're in it. It's actually, we're doing you a favor by keeping you out of the loop, because then it's like you'll probably sleep a little bit easier just not knowing. And they know that. I knew that. Like, my mom didn't know a lot of the things that was going on by design. Like, she didn't live in the same state that I did. And when we talked, I tried to at least sound like my life was somewhat together, even though it was falling apart all around me. But she didn't know that. She slept better until she didn't sleep better, because she knew, she really did know something was up. She just didn't know what it was. But I think it was just a really, like, it was a protection. And I think that it was never meant to be harmful. It's just like, well, we just don't want to deal with the consequences of what happens when we tell the truth. So it's really not about you. It's just about where they're at. And so, I say that because sometimes I do feel like we set up a lot of unrealistic expectations. Like, they're not going to lie to us if we create safe spaces. So I've done this game. I've tried every which way to, in a good way, manipulate someone to get them to tell me the truth when they're lying. And they won't, man, they won't. They are very determined to maintain the facade that they're in. And I've tried every tactic, and I got to tell you, it doesn't work. It does not work, because it's not about me. It's not about what I say. But I mean, I've tried to sit down and have conversations and be like, you can tell me the truth. Like, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to try to change you. I'm not going to do anything. I just want to know what's going on. And I really meant it, but it wasn't about me and what I was saying. It wasn't about the safe places that I was, trying to provide people. For a long time, I was trying to change myself. I thought maybe I'm just being too intimidating, or maybe I'm being too hard. So I'd soften up, and none of it worked. None of it worked. It was frustrating. And that's when it was like, okay, I got to work on some things about me. I have to figure out what's going on with me that's driving my need for them to tell me the truth. And when I was able to let go of the idea that people are going to be honest. And don't get me wrong, when people lie to me, my first reaction is always going to be upset and angry. And then I get to work and process some of that through and let it go. But yes, my first reaction is always going to be upset and angry. But I don't want to hold on to it because it doesn't serve me to hold on to the resentment and anger and continue to let it build. And when I talk to them, like keep just getting angry. That's just not, it's not productive. So it's like, if I just don't expect people to be honest with it, and that sounds cynical, but you know what I mean? Like if someone lies to me, okay, they lied. That's really sad. I like it when people tell me the truth, but if they lie to me, it's really on them. And trust me, I get lied to all the time. And I can't take it personally, and I have to work through some of those things. And yes, I'll hear the voices come up in my head like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Did I not say all of the right things? Did I not do all of the right things? What was it about me that they don't trust? And I go through all of that, and I have to kind of see it from a different angle. So I just wanted to do this video in order to support you in working through some of those emotions for you, because I think it's going to help. And please let me know if it did help, or if you want to kind of talk a little bit more about this and like maybe your particular situation and some tools and strategies on how to let some of that go. Cause it's not just like, oh, okay, I'm going to let it go. It's some work. We got some work to do. Right. But you can always go check out my website, maniliconsulting.com. You can always email me, jennifer@maniliconsulting.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a lot of videos like this in order to help. And one of the things that I like to remind people about tough love is that tough love is not about being tough on them, but it is about sometimes having to make decisions that are tough to do. So if you need help with any of those decisions, I am more than happy to always talk and help within that. So please feel free to reach out to me, and I hope that you have a great day.